keep creating a Call of Duty clone from different companies that a online YouTube algorithm believes that Ghost Recon is in fact Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019. Right, folks, I think today we can all admit that we're living in a gaming crisis where games are becoming worse and worse quality, are becoming more and more uninspired, more cut and paste, more formulaic, yet developers have more tools than ever before, more technology, more raw power to produce the game they want, and seemingly everybody is trying to produce the same game, Call of Duty Warzone. Now the question is, why is everyone trying to produce Call of Duty Warzone? Is it because Call of Duty Warzone is such a spectacular game? No, it's because Call of Duty Warzone makes the most money for Westerners. That is the truth. And everybody is on this hell-bent road to try and create whatever it may be that is currently making the most cash. This goes from content creators all the way through to developers. Ask yourself this. All those people that produced Among Us videos after Among Us videos and claimed that this was the greatest game ever and this is it. This is the game. I'm an Among Us content. Where are they now? They're not playing the game. All the people back in the day that would be playing a Halo when it was the biggest thing, where are they now? They're playing something else that's the biggest thing. Everyone's on that juice, on that train to try and make it big, to try and get the next big thing. And when I saw the state of the games that I've been playing recently, like Battlefield 42, like Halo Infinite, which in fairness to Halo Infinite actually seems to be turning it round, but there have been so many uninspired, goddamn awful video games that I've played, and everywhere I go online, apart from one or two people that I've subscribed to that are like niche sort of reviewers, everyone is universal praise. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, perfect. We're giving out video game awards to things like Cyberpunk 2077. They gave out so many rewards that they wouldn't even fit on the screen, and it came out and it was one of the shittest games we've ever played and still is a broken mess. We are just dishing out rewards and accolades and fame for these games because it's cool and it's exciting to hype up a game and get swooped up into a frenzy. I know this because on my channel, I don't do that. I like to talk openly and fairly. If there was a good Gears developer patch, I'll tell you about it. If there was a bad one, I'll tell you about it. If I had a great experience in Halo Infinite like I did the first tech test, I'll tell you it was bad. And if I had a good one in the last one, I'll tell you it was good. That's what it's about. It's about being fair. The people have spent time making the game, so I'm going to give my fair opinion. Now, you might not like my opinion, you might disagree with it, there might be back and forth, but the point is, it is my opinion. It's not paid off, it's not anything. If I go and review The Ascent, a superb top-down cyberpunk ARPG shooter, which was incredible, I'll tell you about it. And if I play Alien Isolation 10 years after it released, which, you know, I sort of did, and it was brilliant, I'll tell you about it. And if I play Splitgate when everybody's hyping it up and I tell you it's going to die and it's really average, I'll tell you about it. So, what has tipped me to make this video? Well, number one, I think my channel, again, is best when I'm honest and I do these talks, and I like to do them, and I'm slowly moving away from playing video games and tips and all of that stuff to just giving my thoughts and feelings on X game, a bit like Total Biscuit used to do. And look, this could have been on any video game. I could have picked anything out of the sun. This isn't on this specific video game, but let's have a chat about Ghost Recon Frontline. So let's switch screen and let's take a look at Ghost Recon Frontline, okay? So the big news here is that on October 5th, Ubisoft managed to announce, after 3 years in the making, that they were producing Ghost Recon Frontline. Now, we'll take a look at the trailer and then we'll give you some thoughts.
Share what we've been working on for the past 3 years.
So they're excited to share They're all excited to share. Everyone around the office is very excited to share the thing they've been working on for 3+ years, Ghost Recon Frontline. Okay, let's have a look. All right, in we go. Hopefully it doesn't copyright strike me. Okay, opening sequence is a load of gunshots, right? Seen it all before. Text rolls for the first time in Ghost Recon, and what does everybody say? Back in the day when this thing would appear on screen, a text similar to this for Gears of War, for Halo, for COD 4, you would think, you'd start rubbing your hands and you'd start to think, oh my god, I wonder what they've added into BioShock. I wonder what they've added into Fallout. For the first time in X franchise, they're going to put something in that, 1, fits the franchise, 2, people have been crying out for, and 3, the developers have thought long and hard about creatively. They've pushed the hardware to the limit, and this is what they've come up with. Oh my god, what are they going to come up with? And you sit there with bated breath and in anticipation, face 100 players, and you begin to think, oh no, it's not a selling point anymore. Facing large groups of players, it's not a selling point anymore, and you begin to think, oh no, they haven't put something in the game that the players have craved for. They haven't thought long and hard about what the franchise needs. They haven't come up creatively with a system that echoes what Ghost Recon or what X franchise is about, but instead they've gone with the formulaic battle royale 100 players that everybody is clamoring to get towards since the days of the peak PUBG. And let's take a look. Generic rap music plays over the top. A universal squad of equally balanced women and men with shaved heads. On they push, gear up, collect your loot, put your scope on, and fight together. Throw a grenade in a janky way. Press some button that reveals people. Sprint and do a sniper shot. Shoot a gun. Revive a teammate. And look at this. You know, when you take a look at the map, we have a dam. We've got a lumberyard. They can't even think of their own names. Look, it might be that Lake Resort is cool, that you fight around a lake and it's amazing and the game's brilliant, but you just begin to get tired of it. Really, a lumberyard. But on we go. In we go to the comm station. There's a little drone that we've seen now in every single goddamn video game. There's still 3 people, and now they're importing something. They drop it in from Battlefield. They drop it into Ghost Recon. You call it in. Like we've seen it time and time again. Like everything about this looks entirely generic. I haven't seen one cool moment, one gritty piece of action, one slowed down. Like there's not somebody hiding behind a tree and you begin to see the breath of the sniper and you think, oh, that person isn't holding their breath and they've revealed themselves. I could sit here and come up with some better ideas in 2 minutes, because you know what? I actually play games and look at them and think about what would be a cool style. The thing that I enjoy most these days is the indie games. They might not be perfect. They might not have the depth or like the longevity. They might only be a 10-hour campaign experience and you wish there was a bit more. But I tell you what, a lot of the times, and most of the times, they're unique. And when you play enough unique stuff, you begin to see other ideas and concepts and you think, there are still people out there coming up with these unique concepts and ideas and styles. But that's gone. That's gone for the big boys. The big boys don't give a shit. So we have extracts, you know. And now, like, when you think about this, what is the one thing that, and this is where it comes into play, you know, this is where it really comes into play, that somehow, and I don't know how because I'm not qualified, but somehow the people they end up employing, whether it's they have to listen to the higher ups or whatever it may be, just nothing fits. Now, whether it's a box checking exercise, and they don't actually care at all about the franchise's standing or anything about it, but I mean, when this drops down from the sky, you think, number one, great. People are going to call in shit that I just don't want to see in a Ghost Recon game. Number two, you're in the middle of the woods, right? And they know you're fighting in the middle of the woods, and they drop you a fully metal black and orange, basically stand to stand on. Like, it's not gritty and covered in mud. There's not mud sliding down it. There's not leaves stuck to it to be camouflage. It's just, here's an art asset, let's drop it into the world. They climb the generic ladder and aim the gun in the generic way, wearing a low textured piece of gear. And look, they even have this. Other people have called one in. And what's the one thing you dislike in the first person games these days is everyone's a sweaty bastard that head glitches. And so they've decided that after 3 years of development, we're going to give you basically a structural wall that can drop down that you can head peek off. And there's no wonder that the game has 17,000 dislikes and 5,000 likes from probably their botted marketing team working overtime to get the likes up. Because this, like, they're showing this scene that's never going to happen. A perfect squad of three, a car, a helicopter, 3 people on the parapet shooting down. And we've all seen it now, and we're all disillusioned, and we're all a little bit tired of the fake marketing hype. Like, just show me the game, show me the cool stuff you've put in the game. Stop trying to oversell it and make it something it's not, because we've seen it in Battlefield as well. When you see it in Battlefield and you saw the incredibly over-the-top trailer, I just immediately began to think, yeah, something's not right here. And here's another thing. It's not shit on Ghost Recon Day. We have Battlefield, right, that announced, I think it was in February or March, that they were months and months ahead of schedule, right? They then announced that there was going to be an open beta, and they then announced that the open beta was on a patch that was months old. And the common theme seems to be from gamers and journalists that it's an old build, so let's let them off all of the bugs and problems because, hey, it's an old build. Now, they've been saying that the build was up to 6 months old, and they were saying that, you know, it's okay that there's all this basically crappy stuff like people glitching through the floor, getting stuck, and etc., because it's a beta that's 6 months old. But here's where it's all just a big cahoots and a big lie, that if the game was 6 months ahead of schedule and the beta was 6 months old, then we're playing a build that's ahead of schedule. But wait, it actually turns out that the build itself, when someone sort of reverse engineered the code, is from September. It's basically, I think, about 45 days old, and they've been able to say it's months because it's technically not 1 month, so they say it's months old. So you're playing a game that was delayed, by the way. So it was meant to be, it was ahead of schedule, and they've released an old beta that was in September that was meant to be released. So I think what we just played was the release build, and they thought, I can't do this. I can't put this release build out. So we're going to go ahead and delay it for a little bit longer. So why am I talking about Battlefield and its lack of clarity and basically just straight up lying to gamers? Because let's be honest, most of them will just take it. The same way I'm playing through Far Cry 6 right now, which is a disaster show, and I'll be putting that video up on YouTube. And as we go through this and we see Lumberyard, you know, we see a circus, a power station, you know, a dino park, which we've seen before in video games. I think there was a dino park on one of the PUBG maps, if I'm correct. It is announced, you know, it's a free-to-play 100-man battle royale that nobody cares about, and it just based off the initial trailer, it lacks the fluidity, it lacks the grit, it lacks the passion, it lacks anything to be a success compared to the other franchises. So you've just wasted your entire time. And wait, this was announced on October the 5th, guys. October the 5th. And what's fucking hilarious, by the way, about this is Ubisoft gives such a lack of shits when it comes to this, that when they uploaded the trailer, the automatic YouTube system thinks that it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, they just see a gun and think this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and they haven't even bothered to load up this and think, you know what, shit, we better change it to even just remove the game, right? Because it's not Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Let's just remove it out of there, or let's get YouTube to add the category that it's Ghost Recon. No, they don't care. It's just whack it, upload, put the trailer out, give you the link to register and pre-order, and what happens is you go and you think October 5th. That was only a week ago. So after 3 years, they're ready to release it. And what happens? Within a few days later, we've got an important announcement regarding Ghost Recon's Frontline closed test. And by the way, after reading some articles, this is just for everything, we have decided it's best to postpone Ghost Recon Frontline. The development team is dedicated to creating the best experience possible. We'll share the new date for the closed test. So basically, the game has been put on complete hold, as well as the closed test, for an indefinite period of time, because frankly, it is a generic pile of shit that won't survive. And I'm sorry to all of the hard-working people that have family and friends that work at Ubisoft Ghost Recon. It's nothing personal. I'm absolutely sure that it's not your job to create this game, and I'm absolutely sure there are ideas and things that you want to put into the game, different artwork, different textures, that time allowing you would do, or budget allowing, or scope allowing, or the big person upstairs that lets you, you know, sort of manage this. I'm sure you do it. You're all a group of talented individuals, but unfortunately you're been squashed by the corporate overlords that just want to make the best selling video game. So they just combine all of the ingredients that they think makes the current best selling video game popular, throw it into a melting pot, and then they get the developers of the said franchise and they say, hey, Ghost Recon, these are all the current modern features that every player wants. Now somehow get together and make it look like a Ghost Recon game, whilst also looking not like a Ghost Recon game, so all the other fucking idiots will buy it and play it and pay for skins. You know, when you load up Battlefield 2042 and it has the 3 screens with the 3 game modes, it looks identical to when you load up the COD launcher and you see the 3 COD games. It's not a coincidence, guys. It's not. So for me personally, these games are just tragic, bro. They're tragic. And it's not the developer's fault, and it comes from just the corporate box-ticking generic pile of dump that is modern video games. And that's all I've really got to say. Like, I could sit and go on about this, but what do you think? Am I being too harsh here? Am I judging it too quickly off a trailer, or is this just the God's honest truth? So there we have it. There we have it. That was Ghost Recon Battlefield and a quick chat about just the state of games. You know, I'm just tired of people overrating games massively. You know, I read an article and it said... that the best thing about Battlefield 2042 was the bugs. They were hilarious. That's what a games journalist said. How is the best thing... If the best thing about a video game is the fact that it's broken, how can you then say in the same breath that it's a good game? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't need to make any sense, because as long as they're getting happy and the boss is happy, like, it's ridiculous. It was an article published on Rock Paper Scissors. It was by the Twitter account Imogen Beck Helling, reporter previously for Eurogamer. She/her, I like to pretend I have an interest outside of video games, but I do not. And the article, when I open it up, Battlefield 2042's floating corpses made me laugh a lot. We have some, like, I can show you. We have some glitches, we have some videos of glitches, and you know, I'm not just shitting on people randomly here, because this could be any single name I pick out. But when I go through and I say, hey, look, here's a video of a glitch. Here's a video of a glitch. It's hilarious. And then they go on to say that, oh, the next one is because it was bugged out, it lets me see the ragdoll physics of all of the bugs and all of the brokenness. It really lets me appreciate it. And it's just a shame that after displaying all of this and talking about how utterly broken the game is, that the conversation becomes, overall, the Battlefield 2042 beta was all right. And seeing all of this daft bugs was the most fun I had. Apart from that, it felt pretty average. So it was the most fun you've had because of the bugs, and it was a pretty average game. Now, to me, average is like, yeah, it's generic, it works. When a game doesn't actually work, and there's game-breaking issues, like huge performance issues, which if you'd have done 2 minutes of research, you'd have seen that there was massive performance issues. You can't say that the game was good, average fun, because it wasn't. It's disingenuous. Disingenuine. So, you know, I'm just sick of these type of games being churned out, and it won't be the last one. It won't be the last one at all. But that's what I've got to say. Modern video games. We live in a time where anything's possible, and yet we just keep making Call of Duty, where... is there anything more poetic than we live in a time where we can create anything we want, and we keep creating a Call of Duty clone from different companies that a online YouTube algorithm believes that Ghost Recon is in fact Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019. That's how similar everything is these days. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. We're a real YouTube channel, real opinions, with an actual backbone. Thank you.